them were saying that they were arguments. And I never got that, because what I got, it was just, we were just having this conversation, and sometimes it might be, he'd be on one side of the room, I'd be on the other side, and we'd be having this great conversation with a party going on in the middle. So that's a memory. But I think the most time that I spent with Michael was probably in a locale that I know at least one other person here shared, which was at the YMCA. Now, this is a place that Michael would go daily for a period of his life. Someone left the ring. And there was an incident there that I think was remarkable. And it's sort of, I think it's kind of in the annals of the YMCA. It's still being talked about today. And this happened 3 or 4 years ago. Michael was in one of his excited states, and he was working out. And in the YMCA, in the fitness center, there are 2 or 3 bicycles. And during a busy time, these bicycles are the time, you only have a certain amount of time, so you reserve, like you talk to the person behind, say, okay, I'm going next. And Michael reserved the time. It was his turn. He'd put his towel on the bicycle, and he quickly went to the bathroom or something. And he came back, and someone had taken his bicycle. And he got rip shit. He really just wailed into this guy and started yelling and screaming. And the guy who he was yelling and screaming at started yelling and screaming back at him. And there was this huge conundrum going on in the YMCA. And it went on for I don't know how long. And eventually they both calmed down. And the interesting thing about this is that they were both pacifists. You would talk to Mike, he talks about love and art and all this good shit, And this other guy he's also known in the community as being a pacifist and stuff. And the fact that these 2 pacifists at the YMCA were just wailing at each other and stuff, it was beautiful. It was wonderful to see. And that's a memory of Michael that I'll treasure. Thank you.
My name's Mark. I'm Tiberiski. I'm Michael's brother. He would have really loved this, everybody being here, because he never really felt he had that many friends. He always felt he had a lot of acquaintances, but friends, he just never gave himself enough credit to really, understand how many friends he really had. My brother scared me a lot of times. He was hard to be around for me sometimes, but I really loved him. My kids loved him. My wife loves him. He's just a great guy.
Hi, I was a student of Michael's at Burlington High School when he was a student teacher there. I think it was 2 years ago. And I don't know, the one biggest thing I remember about Michael was he was so quick to point out the absurdity of life. He would always, make fun of something for no reason, just simply because it was so stupid to make fun of it, and there was meaning in that, And, he would make a piece of art that had no context, and that was its context, and that taught you something. And over the course of the year, I didn't know what I was learning, from him, or if I was learning anything. I didn't think about it. It was subtle. And I don't know, I guess that taught me something about life, because I just got used to seeing him there, 40 minutes every day. he wasn't one of my, friends I hung out with in my leisure time. He wasn't somebody I had long discussions with, although I did talk to him. He was just a student teacher, and I could really relate to him a lot more than a lot of my peers. And that taught me something about people. He wasn't pretending that he was bigger than you. He wasn't pretending like he should seem bigger than you. He would talk to you, and he'd listen really hard, and that's been said, and I'm glad because it was so true. And he didn't always have something to say, and that was okay, and he didn't pretend that wasn't the way it was, because he was human, like we all are, and I don't know, I guess that's what I remember.
I can say that Michael was a friend of mine, and there were many times, or certainly specific times, when I felt he was my only friend. I had the opportunity to go to Montreal with him a short while ago to the Symbolist exhibition. It was something we had both been looking forward to. On the way up there, on the interstate, there was one of these memorial crosses on the Meridian Strip, which immediately after I pointed out to him, he wanted to stop, turn around, and go get it and bring it with him. There wasn't anywhere to turn around, though. Michael was a trip, a lot of times I just felt like I had to take care of the guy, every minute, I mean, we were in Montreal, and it was like it was just go, go, go. I say, look, let's get a cup of coffee. He goes, okay. He doesn't have any money, and that's okay with me. But he immediately heads for this bar, type looking place. I said, Michael, that's not a coffee shop, He goes, well, there's a guy in there drinking coffee. I said, look, Mike, that's a coffee shop over there, big side, cafe, and steaming cup of coffee, 24 hours a day, and I felt that it was a real gift for me to see this show with Michael. For some reason, even before I went, the show, it was a gift while I was there, and it was, and it's still a gift to me. When I heard Michael had died, I just immediately thought, this is one of his jokes, And it's going to take me a long time to really accept that he is dead, and I wish that this sounds weird to say, but I wish I could see the body, I know that shortly after he died, I got one of these things in the mail. It was like, you will win a trip for two to Bermuda. And somebody suggested that, I could bring Michael, dead, just bring his body along with me on the plane, I think he would like that.
Hi, my name's Gary Butler, and Michael and I were good friends at one time, and we met in the Adirondacks through a mutual friend of ours, Bill Hall, in Keene Valley, New York. And Michael and I immediately had a common interest in imbibing large quantities of alcohol. And so we did, he was in and out of there, and I think he was going to Bard at the time or something, and I remembered he was a very strange person. And, but